we've discussed. So now Imam al-Ghazali rahimahullah, he says that after these categories and the etiquette that one should display, any other person would fall into three categories, and that is where we at. Can we have Bismillah, Fadal, Iqra.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الله والصلاة على رسول الله الكريم. من كتاب بداية الهداية, the beginning of guidance by Abu Hamid al-Ghazali رحمه الله تعالى ونفعنا بعلومه وبكم مسار الصالحين في الدارين آمين. People you do not know. When you are tested with people you do not know of the general public, the etiquette of sitting with them entails avoiding getting involved in their conversations or discussions, not paying too much attention to their disquieting talk, disregarding what follows on from the bad things they say, being wary of meeting with them too often or getting into a position where you are in need of them, and calling their attention to their blameworthy actions with gentleness and sincerity when there is hope that they will accept what you say.
One second. So now Imam al-Ghazali rahimahullah, he said that after having discussed all of these etiquette that a person should display with the categories that Imam al-Ghazali listed, he said any person will find himself in three types of people that he'll come across. His close friends and brothers. Number two is his acquaintances, or those people that he don't know. So he says any person, if you come across people that you don't know, there are certain etiquettes that you need to adopt. There's certain ways in which we deal with people that we don't know. So Imam al-Ghazali rahimahullah, he says five things. He says five things that a person does. Number one, should not do. He says number one is that we don't, once they have a conversation, we don't just latch on their conversation and we entertain whatever they are saying. Imam al-Ghazali says that is the first thing. Don't do that. Restrict our conversation with people that you don't know. He says that not to pay attention to much of their lies and the speaking ill and the certain stories. Sometimes we come in a company, people start speaking certain things that we don't know, have no knowledge of, and all we get from this company is negative things. Many of the times, and Imam al-Ghazali warns us from just falling in and latching into those type of conversations. So Imam al-Ghazali says that number two is, number one, don't just latch on to their conversation. Number two is, don't pay too much attention with it and start entertaining negative and lies and negative conversations. Number three is that be mindful of the language that they use. That the vulgar language, sometimes we come in a company and the language usage is not too good. That we must be wary of those certain things because it affects us. It affects us. It might not affect us, but constantly being in that company will affect us. And then Imam al-Ghazali rahimahullah, he says that to not to keep their company so much that you become dependent on them. You become dependent on them and you rely on them. You start relying now on them. And then the fifth thing is التنبيه على منكراتهم باللطف والنصح عند رجال. When we come across them and they are engaged in certain things like this, with kindness, with wisdom also. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala advises us. It's a form of da'wah. When we see someone do something wrong and we see someone speak in the way that the person is not supposed to be speaking, and we come in such a gathering, then we must respectfully either excuse myself, but the more important thing is that I need to bring about change in that, not to entertain that, and start advising that this is not the best thing to be discussing, with all etiquette, with hikmah, also with wisdom. Sometimes our intention is that we want to make da'wah, that we want to bring about a little bit of change, and I want to serve as a guidance, to bring about good and change a person's actions into negative, from negative to positive actions. But many a times our way that we deal with people is not too good. Instead of drawing them closer, we're actually pushing them away under the false guidance of what? False pretense of da'wah. So sometimes the word that I'm saying is true, but the way I'm doing it, that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Uda'u ila sabili rabbika bil hikmah. That a person should use wisdom, the way a person does something. Sometimes you see someone doing something wrong, and we have a sincere, but we don't know how to do it. We don't know how to go about. And with the wrong word, a listener makes up his mind within split seconds whether he's going to listen to you or not. If our approach in da'wah is not good, then a person switches off. Whatever goes in us, it's not going to penetrate him. Why? Because our approach from the set off was not good. So when I do come across, so that is when we deal with people that we generally don't know, strangers. We don't just come in a company and whatever they're speaking of their personal things or their experiences of others, and now we could possibly in that company without knowing we fall into ghibah, we fall into slandering, because we just latch on. Oh, is it like this, that? And I also just thought, because I want to resonate with the emotion that he's experiencing in that conversation now. Alright? And yes, sometimes we want to, but that is not a form of good akhlaq. It's not a form of good akhlaq. Falling into those sins in a company and just latching on, that is not good. Imam al-Ghazali says, so when we do come across strangers, this is the way. 5 things that we need to, the way we need to deal with them. The second one is, if I deal with close ones, friends, close ones, brothers, friends, family, then there's 2 advices that Imam al-Ghazali will give. 2 advices. Did you read it? Okay.
Brothers and friends. Before entering into such a relationship, you must do 2 things. The first duty, to check for the presence of the requisite qualities of companionships and friendship. For you should not take as a brother one who is not fit for brotherhood. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam had said, a person's religious life is only as good as that of his friend. So let each of you consider well whom he befriends. If you seek a companion to be your partner in learning and your friend in the matters of your religious life and your worldly life, look for 5 qualities in him. Number 1, intellect. There is no good in friendship with a foolish person, for such friendship will only end in estrangement and breaking of relations. This person may even harm you while intending to bring you benefit, for an intelligent enemy is sometimes better than a foolish friend. Ali radiallahu anhu had said, do not befriend an ignorant person. Let both you and him be away. For how many ignoramus has brought you to ruin? A gentle, forbearing man when he befriended him. A person is measured by the company he keeps, like one pair of shoes placed to another, next to another. Everything is evaluated by comparison to its peer. A heart will reflect the reality of the heart it keeps company with. Number 2, good character. Do not be friends with a person of bad character. That is, someone who cannot restrain his anger or control his desire. Al-Qama al-Utaridi, may Allah have mercy on him, summarized the traits of good character in the counsel he gave to his son when he was near to death. O my son, if you wish to befriend someone, take as your friend a person who, if you serve him, protects and preserves you. If you spend time with him, beautifies you by his company. And if you are in financial need, provides for you. Take as your friend one who, if you extend your hand towards something good, assists you in it. If he sees you do something good, appreciates and remembers it. But if he sees you do something bad, stops you from doing who, when you say something, believes you. When you attempt something, accepts your leadership. And if you should dispute about something, prefers you to himself. Ali radiallahu anhu said in a poetic form, verily, your true brother is he who is really with you, who will harm himself in order to benefit you, and who, when the troubles of the time break you, will shatter himself to pieces in order to gather you together. Number 3, uprightness. Do not befriend a wrongdoer who persists in committing a major transgression, because someone who fears Allah would not persist in committing major transgressions. As for someone who does not fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you cannot be safe from his danger. Indeed, such a person changes as his objectives change. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, do not obey someone whose heart we have made heedless of our remembrance, who follows his inclinations, whose case has gone beyond all bounds. So you must be wary of friendship with a wrongdoer. For witnessing wrongdoers and their transgression on a regular basis will remove from your heart all sense of their enormity and make them seem insignificant. This is why the crime of backbiting has become acceptable to people's hearts and is taken lightly. If people were to see a gold ring or a silk garment being worn by a religious tourist, they would strongly disapprove of it. Yet backbiting is much more serious offense than that. Absence of greed. Number 4. Do not befriend a person who is greedy for this world. Friendship with somebody who is greedy for this world is a lethal poison. For human nature is designed to imitate and follow by example. Indeed, one person's nature may take from another without even realizing it. So keep company with one who is fervently attached to the world, to this world,